what is in the normal Cal Hypo that we have out in our market? So what is the available chlorine that the Cal Hypo is going to come in for the service guys, mainly that they can get at Superior or PWP or PEP?
So the Cal Hypo tabs, the residential Cal Hypo tabs, the NST, Pool Life NST non-stabilized tablets, they come in a 70% available chlorine. So, in comparison to trichlor, where you've got 99% trichlor, 90% available chlorine, the increase between those trichlor tablets and, most of your 3-inch 8-ounce tablets and our 9-ounce NST tablets at 70% is that additional needed in a trichlor. A lot of that has to do with the fact that it is a stabilized tablet and you are introducing cyanuric acid into the equation. And when you introduce cyanuric acid into the equation, you always know that at some point you're going to get some loss in free available chlorine, because it's going to, as your CYA levels increase, it's going to start to bind up some of that chlorine and lock it up, obviously. And, we want to make sure that we're still getting a good free available chlorine, 1 to 4 parts per million, when you're using trichlor tablets. And in order to do that, we have to have a higher strength of percentage of available chlorine to ensure that you've got that free available chlorine at 1 to 4 parts per million. Whereas with our non-stabilized tablet at 70% available chlorine, you're still getting a steady flow for 5 to 7 days in a skimmer or a feeder, and you're still getting about 4.6 parts per million of free available chlorine over the life of that tablet as a steady flow over the 5 to 7 days. Okay. So a similar experience.
Yeah. So what about your granular? What does that come in? Is that lower or that higher?
So the granular comes in different percentages just based on what you're purchasing. So at our service professional strength or your dealer strength, you're going to start out at the lower end of 68% available, and then it can bump up to 70% available, 73% available. That's the highest strength you're going to find in distribution or from other manufacturers that might be manufacturing Cal Hypo. And then, like I said, our strongest strength, our Pool Life Turbo Shock product, or in our Pool Breeze brand, our Top Shock product, that's a 78% available chlorine, and it's the strongest in the industry.
So now, is the 78%, is that available at the distribution, or no, that's direct?
No, it's not. So again, it's something that we reserve for our direct customers only at this time. Okay. And it just gives them a differentiation from everything else that's out there on the market that everyone else is manufacturing. And we usually hold that kind of technology. Same thing goes with the slow road tabs that we're going to talk a little bit more about as we get into this. We hold that for our direct customers. This is something that gives them some differentiation from anybody else out there. And again, the tabs can only be purchased directly. They can't be purchased through distribution. Although we do have a commercial tab that has some of that same slow road, slow dissolve technology for a commercial feeder that we have in distribution that you could certainly use. And I think when Alan was on, he talked about being able to use that tab in a skimmer situation for a residential pool as well.
If the guys are getting stuff at distribution, they're not getting these 70% ones. They're getting the ones that Alan was talking about.
So the ones that Alan were talking about. So when we make these slow road Cal Hypo tabs, we make it at the same plant that we produce our 78% Cal Hypo at. So when you're thinking about these tabs, even though they say they're 70% available chlorine, we're using our strongest strength Cal Hypo to manufacture these tablets. So in most instances, even though we claim 70% available chlorine, there's probably closer to 73, 74% available chlorine in these tabs, because we are using that highest strength Cal Hypo when we're pressing these tabs.